The dangerous illusion of making it, what success quietly takes from you. Everyone wants to succeed. We're taught that success is the finish line, that once you make it, life finally opens up. Freedom, respect, happiness, peace. The story is simple. Work hard, sacrifice now, win later. But no one talks about what happens after you arrive. Because success doesn't just give, it takes. And it takes quietly. This video isn't about failure. It's about the hidden cost of winning. The things success removes from your life, slowly, subtly, until one day you realize you traded more than you expected. This is the dangerous illusion of making it. The climb. In the beginning, success feels pure. You're hungry, driven, focused. Every long night feels meaningful. Every sacrifice feels temporary. You tell yourself, this is just for now. I'll rest later. I'll enjoy life once I'm there. And the world rewards you for this mindset. People admire your discipline. They praise your ambition. They call you motivated, relentless, built different. And you start to believe that suffering is proof you're doing it right. So you push harder. You measure your worth in progress, in numbers, in milestones. You begin tying your identity to momentum. If you're moving forward, you feel alive. If you slow down, guilt creeps in. But you don't notice the shift happening beneath the surface. Because while you're climbing, something else is quietly slipping away. The pressure to outperform yourself. Success doesn't end pressure, it multiplies it. Before success, the pressure is external. You're chasing something ahead of you. After success, the pressure turns inward. Now, you're competing with your past self. Your last win becomes the baseline. Your previous best becomes the minimum. What once felt extraordinary is now expected. You don't get to enjoy progress anymore. You only notice when it stops. And slowing down feels dangerous. Because if you pause, if you plateau, if you fail to exceed yourself, you start asking questions that make you uncomfortable. Am I losing my edge? Was that my peak? Do I still deserve this? So you keep raising the bar, not because you want more, but because standing still feels like falling. And eventually, success stops feeling like achievement. It feels like maintenance. When success becomes a role, at some point, success stops being something you do and becomes something you are. People don't just see you, they see your title, your reputation, your status. You're no longer allowed to be uncertain or inconsistent or human because expectations follow you everywhere. You start filtering your words, your behavior, your emotions. You're always on, always performing the version of yourself people believe in. And slowly, you lose touch with who you were before the role. You don't ask, what do I want? You ask, what does someone like me do next? And the scary part, throw works. It brings opportunities, respect, access. So you keep playing it, even when it doesn't feel like you anymore. The loneliness of being admired. One of the strangest side effects of success is loneliness, not the obvious kind, not being alone, but being surrounded and still feeling unseen. People admire you, they compliment you, they praise your journey, but admiration isn't intimacy. Very few people ask how you're actually doing, and even fewer would understand the answer, because your struggles don't sound relatable anymore. You can't complain about pressure without sounding ungrateful. You can't talk about stress without being told how lucky you are. So you stay quiet. You learn to smile through it, to downplay, to say, I'm good. And over time, conversations become shallow. People talk at you, not with you. They see the highlight reel, not the cost behind it. And the higher you go, the fewer people feel safe to be real with. Controlled relationships. Success changes the power dynamic in every relationship. Friends treat you differently. Family expectations shift. New people enter your life with unclear intentions. You start wondering, do they like me or what I represent? Would they still be here if this disappeared? Trust becomes complicated, and even genuine connections feel fragile because you can't unsee the leverage you have. Money, status, influence. You notice people adjusting around you, laughing a little harder, agreeing a little faster, avoiding honesty. And while it looks like respect, it feels like distance. So you protect yourself. You keep things surface level. You share less. You control access. But protection has a cost. The walls you build to stay safe also keep closeness out. When rest feels undeserved, one of the most overlooked costs of success is this. You forget how to rest. Because rest starts feeling irresponsible, unproductive, lazy, risky. You tell yourself you haven't earned it yet, even when you clearly have. So when you're not working, your mind stays busy. You're thinking about what you should be doing, what others are doing, what you might be falling behind on. Rest doesn't recharge you, it stresses you out. And eventually, even free time feels like a threat because slowing down means facing thoughts you've been outrunning. The fear of losing it all. Here's the part no one prepares you for. The more you gain, the more you have to lose. And success makes loss feel personal. Every decision carries weight. Every mistake feels amplified. You start playing defense, avoiding risks that once excited you, choosing safety over creativity, stability over fulfillment, because the fall looks terrifying from the top. You think, what if this was temporary? What if I can't recreate this? What if they find out I'm not as good as they think? So instead of enjoying success, you guard it. And guarding something constantly is exhausting. Identity erosion. At some point, success stops adding to you. It starts replacing you. Your calendar fills. Your obligations multiply. Your time becomes scheduled down to the minute. You don't notice it at first, but slowly, the things that made you disappear. Hobbies fade. Curiosity dulls. Playfulness vanishes. You become efficient, optimized, productive, but not necessarily fulfilled. And when someone asks who you are without what you do, you hesitate because you're not sure anymore. The moment of realization, for some people, the realization comes quietly, late at night, in silence, when no one's watching. For others, it comes after burnout, or a breakdown, or a loss they didn't see coming. It's the moment you ask, was this the deal? Not because success failed, but because it succeeded and still didn't give you what you thought it would. Why money and status don't equal peace? Success can buy comfort, it can buy security, freedom, options, but it can't buy alignment. It can't tell you when enough is enough. It can't replace meaning. It can't create inner peace. And when your external world grows faster than your internal one, the gap becomes unbearable. Redefining making it. Here's the truth most people never hear. Success isn't dangerous. Unexamined success is. Chasing something without questioning what it costs is how people wake up rich and empty. Real success isn't about how high you climb. It's about whether you recognize yourself at the top, whether you still have people who know the real you, whether rest feels safe, whether your life belongs to you or your reputation. Because making it isn't a place, it's a balance. And the most successful people aren't the ones with the most. They're the ones who didn't lose themselves getting there. Final thought. Everyone wants to succeed, but few stop to ask what success will demand in return. Before you chase the illusion of making it, make sure you know what you're willing to give up, because some costs aren't listed upfront, and some things, once lost, can't be bought back.